In 1986, in the middle of a ballet class with her longtime teacher, a willowy Princess Diana sat on the floor, tears welling in her eyes. "I just can't seem to do anything right when it comes to my husband. I do love him so much and want him to be proud of me, but I don't think he feels the same way," she said, according to Allen, the author of the new memoir, Dancing with Diana, out Tuesday. "I don't understand why I am not enough for him. I think he prefers an older woman. I know he is seeing Camilla again." Diana started taking dance lessons with Allen just weeks after her fairy tale wedding to Prince Charles at St. Paul's Cathedral on July 29, 1981. The princess and Allen, a London City ballet dancer, became close friends, with Dee confiding in her over the years as she grew increasingly unhappy in her marriage. "Why does he not love me? I really don't understand. I have tried everything, tried to conform to his wishes even though I don't always agree," Diana said. "There's no affection between us, and I am always on my own. I just want to be loved. I can't keep going on like this. They are really expecting me to just say nothing and keep going. How do I do that?" Charles was not happy about his wife's love of dance. Allen saw this firsthand in December 1985 after she helped Diana rehearse with their mutual friend, ballet dancer Wayne Sleep, for a surprise performance at the Royal Opera House. The 5'11" princess joined Sleep, who is just 5'2", to dance to Billy Joel's Uptown Girl, chosen specifically by Diana. After coming off stage, Diana laughed and exclaimed, "Beats the wedding," according to Allen. She made her way to Charles, and as she stood before him, I could sense she desperately wanted his approval. He said, "Well done, darling," and turned to talk with someone else. "I sensed disapproval from him and my heart took a thud," Allen writes. Although other guests praised Diana, Allen recalls, "I was acutely conscious of those from the royal circle who did not say anything to her and looked down their nose at me, their disapproval evident." Still, Diana told her she would never forget the evening. At their next lesson, with a bit of a naughty grin on her face, Diana admitted that Charles had not liked her showing herself in that way. Things got worse. In 1987, Diana was left bereft by the death of her police bodyguard and reported lover Brian Manaki in a motorbike accident. Diana would later describe Manaki as her "the greatest love" in tapes recorded by her voice coach, Peter Settlein. Soon after Manaki's death, Diana told Allen that Charles wanted to live separate lives, admitting, "All I want is to be with Charles and be loved by him. There's just emptiness just now. He runs off to Camilla whenever he can. It's not at all what I want. I'd like the marriage to work, but it just isn't for now. Do I just put up with it, hoping he will change?" When Allen asked if she could live without love and sex, Diana blushed and said she had met someone who made her feel much better about herself. It was later revealed that she had embarked on an affair with Major James Hewitt in 1986. "It made me happy to know that someone was caring for her in an affectionate, loving way, even though I was concerned that it might cause her hurt if it became known," Allen writes. As Diana's marriage disintegrated, she once again dropped to the floor sobbing, Allen remembers, and said she was in an unbearable situation, having not seen her husband in weeks. Diana wanted Charles to be with her and to love her. Even though she was in her own romantic affair, at this point, Charles was still the man she desired, and that was why it was so agonizing for her. After this, Diana's lady-in-waiting, Anne Beckwith Smith, called to say the princess may want to stop her lessons, but when Allen asked Diana, she was annoyed, making it clear it was the palace who wanted to end things. Soon afterwards, Diana said that she was ashamed to admit she was suffering from bulimia. Allen had feared as much after Diana fainted during a trip to Vancouver in 1987. "I gathered that the palace had concerns and were aware, or at least suspected the problem," she writes. "I realized that they may have been worried that it could be dangerous if anyone from the outside world found out. The more I thought, the angrier I felt. If the establishment knew definitively, had anyone reached out to offer help and guidance? It didn't seem that they had. Had they dismissed this disease as a sign of weakness, not understanding the mental anguish Diana was in?" Diana's bulimia was exacerbated by her marriage woes, leaving Allen angry at the future king's affair with Camilla.